Screen iko off, eh? And a very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, this fine morning, the first day of the week, a very interesting Monday morning. We are at Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, for the KVF 2023 volleyball playoffs. This is the final league match of the league that has been 2023, where four teams from ladies' side and four teams from the men's side face it off to decide which is the best of the best in this season 2023. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to hosting you. We will be welcoming any form of questions, any form of comments. I hope you enjoy these matches as they come to you live via Trailblazers Volleyball Club. Keep it locked. See you soon. this is the first match of the Kenya Volleyball Federation playoffs 2023. Thank you for joining us in this particular match. My colleague,
basing on the previous results, it's gonna be a fascinating game. Seeing that they're coming in, that they haven't been together for a while. But with the concluded league match between the two, I think it's going to be fascinating. So let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. A lot of players have been featured for the AFCON, just concluded AFCON, where Malkia Strikers took it home. We wait to see whether experience will beat youth. That's the first serve. Ball is still up. Magoi sets it. Pamela spins it. It's a point. First point for Kenya. Pipeline. A very good start for them, the defending champions. Actually, runner-up of the Africa Club Championship 2022.
It's make it good. Seeing that they've started off well. Let's see how it goes.
And a serve on the net by Magoi. DCI are quite a young team, so they have really a promising future, having watched their match against Kenya Prison Service during their last leg of the match. It went to five sets, so again, they are worthy challengers in this, probably the underdogs that might pull up a surprise.
Yeah, the surprise. Let's wait and see for the surprise, but we should not put them down since they are very young.
The surprise. Let's wait and see for the surprise, but we should not put them down.
CI's Mercy earning another point for Pipeline. Pamela probably going to jump serve that ball. We wait to see. It's a jump float. Easily picked. Well set. An error in setting, probably? Yes, it is a double touch by the setter.
It's quite unfortunate to get a double set right now, basing Mombo with the experience that she had. So right now, getting a double set, it's very tough.
Very tough indeed, and it goes to speak to the fact that the basic volleyball is wanting in the country. Well defended, Agrippina. Again, there seems to be a cross on the net. Leonida with the attempt to finish that ball again. She crosses the middle. Actually, it's a point, yes, for DCI.
For DCI, I think they've started on a low on the reception. I'm seeing Mumbo struggling with the set. So they have to pull it up.
Atuka with that powerful block. Well, it's expected of her, having been voted amongst the best blockers in the Africa Club Championships, alongside her, I think, Egyptian or is it Tunis counterpart. There were actually two best blockers in the just concluded Africa Club Championships.
Yeah,
she's also the assistant captain of the national team currently.
She brings in a lot of experience.
A lot of experience, yes. Mbua, the simple set again, a lot of confusion. Magoi. There's a net touch. This isn't the DCI that you're used to. I don't know what is happening.
I don't know what's happening. They've started on a low.
They have. But they're also known to make quite some comeback.
Yeah, so let's wait and see for the comeback. But they have to pull up. Getting a comeback in a team like this where they go for 3 scores and above, it's very hard.
It's very hard. Point for DCI.
Very high attack, yeah.
Owing to her height, she has a very promising future. Well served.
Nice reception.
Magoi. It's a touch out.
Oh, so they have to go back to their basics.
Indeed,
I think DCI have to go back to the basics. It's now like almost 3 touchouts they've gotten from their poor block areas. So I think the coach has to do something. Talk to the ladies so they can see how they can easily block the ball inside the pitch.
Because with an error in blocking, then that means an error in backcourt defense. That ball went out of court. Again, very unfortunate. You can see the disappointment in Mumbua's face. And Pipeline appearing to be very, very relaxed and collected as they garner as many points as they possibly can.
As you can see, Pipeline, they're playing very keen. See their defensive side, defense.
And the accuracy in that defense, it can only be Agrippina. One of the long a brilliant backcourt defense.
They're playing nice. You can see in volleyball, once you dig a ball and you get a clear side out, that's an easy score to you. So it's an advantage to them. So I think DCI have to pull up.
They do, looking at the scores. 8 for Kenya Pipeline and 3 for DCI. Ball is still in play. Again, it has to be Leonida. And that's a very, again, like I mentioned, really is showing a lot of potential. Probably might fit in the shoes of Atuka. I've seen her also play in the middle department.
Yeah.
But right now, probably being nurtured to play the opposite. That is well known for Kenyan players playing professional. Again, very strong block.
Block from DCI.
They can even come back from 2 sets down and make it a 5-setter if you're not careful enough. That dodge by Magoi.
Easy drop in the middle of the pitch.
Making the points 9 for KPC and 5 for DCI. DCI bridging that gap, but it doesn't seem to be good enough. Leonida Kasaya at the service, having come back from Kenya Commercial Bank, where she featured last season, or the season before that. She had been off for maternity leave. Powerful attack. Agrippina. Magoi.
Ooh, it's an error. It's an error.
She was trying to set it, then she let it go. The blocker didn't quite anticipate that ball well enough. Remember, if you're joining us, this is the first match of the day and of the playoffs, 2023 Kenya Volleyball Federation playoffs, coming to you live from the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani Indoor Arena. If you're free, I know most of you are at work, but make way and come and experience this very exciting event that is happening here. If not, we are true enough to bring this to you live and direct on YouTube, Trailblazers Volleyball Team YouTube page, and of course Facebook, the same Trailblazers Volleyball Team. I hope you're enjoying these matches, and it's turning out to be what you hope for.
Yeah, so DCI after the timeout, I think the timeout will help. But they have to pull up because the way they are playing, it's not the DCI we know.
Definitely
so
not.
They have to pull up their socks. For Pipeline, I think they are composed. They are playing slow. They are taking the game one by one. So I think it's going the way they wanted.
It is definitely going exactly how they wanted. And again, remember, you need to secure as many points as you can in terms of wins and win in straight sets. If you lose a point, it might just cost you towards the end, and it might eventually cost you the playoffs. Remember, the winner of the playoffs automatically qualifies for the Africa Club Championships, as well as number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
Magoi.
Quick attack in the middle. Nice attack from Lydia.
A very young and promising player. She has been on the bench for quite some time, but clearly she did step up to
I think she came in after Ekaru went out.
Indeed, Ekaru is away on maternity leave.
Yeah.
Again, you can only be thankful as a player when that happens, because now you get a platform to showcase what you're truly made of.
Yeah, this is how players come into power. So
whether she'll be strong enough to maintain
it, or she'll either make it not to the team that is expected to play.
Ball is still up. Magoi. Oh, actually, that is Mumbua. And that hit out of court, making it 11 KPC 7 DCI. Magoi going to serve.
Nice reception. It's an attack error by Sirengo. I think DCI are playing that. Those are two attack errors from the middle and the outside. So this gives KPC an edge towards the game.
Indeed, it does. And you want your attacks to function, because it kind of brings down the morale when you're not making points despite the effort on the backward defense. Atuka failing to save that ball, and DCI edge at 8 and KPC 13. KPC being very stubborn.
Agrippina is trying. At least he touches the ball of all the DCI attacks. I think that gives the morale to the team.
It does.
So I think they're playing well. Poor reception. And it's an outside hit. Service by Mbua.
Mumbua serving for DCI. Agrippina picks it very easily. Atuka with that quick point.
Point in the middle. Now these are amongst the poor decisions that you can do. You serve it directly to the libero. The libero only receives in the pitch.
Very true.
So it's a quick attack in the middle.
The libero is trained to receive these balls.
Yeah,
so
they're
you want
only
to
receiving.
avoid her as much as you can. Again, same thing. Mumbua. Ball is still in play. Magoi. Kasaya. It's a block out.
It's a block out.
I think DCI is failing in a lot of departments.
There's
a bit of improvement in the reception area. Just a bit, not quite what you expect. But again, the blocks and attacks are
non-existent. So this makes them, I think, KPC have realized they can utilize their difficulties in attack. So they're only trying to touch the ball and receiving.
And kind of calm it.
Yeah.
Then
as you can see right now, it's an attack error from Jemima. This makes it worse because the score range is very high. 69?
69, and it's a timeout, I believe, by DCI. Jemima is one of the dependable players for DCI. So the other players see her make such errors, and I believe they kind of lose some form of hope, because again, if you're supposed to be leading us from the front and you're faltering, then definitely that is bound to affect the rest of the team.
So playoffs is a competition that it's plays with no errors. So if you make a lot of errors, you are the best four in the country. So you have to utilize all the chances you get.
Indeed.
So KPC are utilizing all the chances they can get. So DCI are a bit sluggish, but let's wait and see. They might pull a surprise for us, but as of now, it's not going their way.
And it doesn't look promising at all. They're not putting up a fight at all. Thank you for everyone who's joining us live on Facebook. I'm seeing a lot of comments. Thank you for taking time to watch this match and giving your views. Tell us, who do you think is going to be the winner of the 2023 KVF playoffs? A very powerful block there by Kenya Pipeline. Again, good fight. Still in play. Simple ball, Mumbua. It is still in play.
Pipeline are playing very,
Very
well.
interesting.
Nice.
And Magoi fails to pick that attack by Mercy.
Actually,
But
it's a nice attack.
It's a very powerful. That lady hits that ball above the block.
Above the blocks.
It only shows how much potential that is if tapped well in time.
Yeah, so we have to give her time, see how she's going to respond. But if she keeps on the good work that she's doing right now,
she's again,
it's Mercy.
Mercy is quite effective on the middle area and also the opposite, and that makes her a complete player. Right, for also playing professional. I can only hope that she goes and features professional to now finesse that talent that she has, and it will eventually help the national team.
Yeah, if you perform well in the playoffs, this gives you a good platform to go outside, since most of the teams, I think,
they're watching.
Yeah, recruiting right now. So I think it's due time. I think Mercy, with time, she can go somewhere, maybe somewhere good, so that she can at least explore his potential and broaden his experience in playing volleyball.
And also make a living for herself,
Yeah.
something better, because again, that's an advantage. Again, the experienced Leonida Kasaya, having come back from maternity and playing as well as she is.
Now, this is the big difference between DCI and KPC. For KPC, they've utilized their digs. As you can see, when DCI attack, they either dig or receive it well. But DCI, they can't dig the balls from KPC. Okay, nice attack.
Fails to receive that ball. I've noticed that with KPC, they're utilizing specific players in their line of attack. Leading on that department, I think Kasaya is being given so far, I would say 70% of those balls, and she's not failing in making those points. That is opposite when it comes to DCI. There's a lot of balls that are given basically to everyone. So I don't know whether Mumbua will realize that, as according to what we see right now, that Mercy is the game maker right now, and she's on form. So far, the number of balls that have been blocked, actually, they're finding it difficult to block her balls since she's attacking from a very high point. If she utilizes Mercy, then they stand a chance.
Nice serve.
Again,
Takera from Jemima.
I
think Jemima, with the experience that she has, she's supposed to be way forward compared to the others. But when she's doing these errors, I think the team morale is going down.
It does. Also considering that she was also in the Malkia Strikers team that won the AFCON. She is supposed to play better than what she is.
The way I told you, see, Agrippina picks one ball.
Experience. There it goes. Once again, the ball is still in play. It is Kasaya. There's an error in setting there by Magoi. Very ambitious setting there. It was a back set that was supposed to go all the way to the left side. And that point earns DCI 14. A very high margin. 6 points lead by KPC. Mercy
nice pick.
And it's a dodge, still in play. Kasaya once again, the experienced Kasaya.
The way you've seen, I've told you, KPC are picking the balls behind, picking one ball and then a quick side out.
Converting it into a point.
Yeah. This makes it hard for DCI to catch up with them. So I think for this set, they have to settle for what they have, but it's going to be tough for them. If they're going to play this way, the other sets, it's going to be very hard.
And Yvonne Snyder comes in place of Magoi, I think, covering that line of block defense.
Yeah.
Magoi is rather short, so doesn't reach as high as Snyder, who is way taller than she is. Gitao making sure that this set is taken. Again.
Yeah, poor pick from the libero, which is quite unexpected. You being a libero, you have to at least
Do better.
do better. So when one of your libero picks a poor ball, it's tough. So this year I have to at least see what they can do in the second set, because this set it's
It's as good as gone.
gone. It's quite far from their reach.
Very good attempt there by Mercy again. The setter.
Quick.
And that
Nice.
substitution seeming to work. That line of defense, very tall hands. And a very solid block there.
It's very tall. I think Sarah couldn't pass.
A substitution
Substitute.
by Bor, bringing in, I think also changing the line of defense, making it 3 attackers in front. Or is it? Not quite.
Yeah, it's 3 attackers.
The setter should, indeed, she
Yeah.
should be coming from behind. The whole essence of that substitution, bringing in more arms and more options for attack. KPC just 2 points shy of taking the first set. Ball is still in play.
Okay.
Again.
This
KPC
is quite
fighting.
the difference KPC are making. See, it's a block.
Again, another block.
Block.
Very
Yeah.
solid block by Pamela there. And KPC are at set point 24 against DCI 14.
The way we said, I think this year I have to dig deeper. The block is tall. They are not transiting well towards attack, so it's gonna be a tough game for them. So they have to go. I think the coach has to do something so that the second set can be a bit good for them. That's a
DCI not
service-
quite putting up a fight.
service error by Kasaya.
And Magoi steps in place of Sinaida, who had come in to strengthen that line of block defense. An error in setting. An error in setting by Pamela, and she knows it.
She knows it.
Clearly,
Yeah.
she knows what she did.
Service by DCI. Sarah.
We get to see whether they get a few more points to make this set a bit, quote unquote, presentable.
Yeah.
Even if you're going to lose, you better lose fighting Kasaya with a whoa!
Whoa, it's a
Classical
powerful
of
hit.
Pamela. Pamela, in her style of play, that is what we know her for. Very high jump, very powerful attack. And that marks the end of the first set.
That's
25-16.
That's how you finish a set.
That is how you finish a set.
Actually,
I'm sure.
this year I have to dig in deeper because the rate at which they're playing, it's not encouraging. So,
It isn't encouraging. Board will have to have a conversation with his players and hope that we see the DCI that we're used to seeing. Well, KPC are a happy lot. They have taken the first set very convincingly, 25-16, with a lot of points coming from Leonida Kasaya. Well, you can see the other coaches of other teams that have qualified for the playoffs. We have Jafet Munala for KCB, Baraza for Prisons Kenya, waiting for their turn because
the
that is
turn.
another match that
yeah,
is
so it's the next match.
well anticipated,
Well
the next match
anticipated
of the day. Remember that only 4 teams have qualified for the playoffs on the ladies' side. That is Kenya Pipeline, Kenya Prisons, Kenya Commercial Bank, and DCI. For the men's side, we have KPA, KDF, we have GSU, and Kenya Prisons also, men. The men's teams should be starting off in the afternoon. The next match of the day is between Kenya Prisons ladies against Kenya Commercial Bank.
Which is going to be entertaining.
It is going to be
is
very
going to be
entertaining.
entertaining. So
Both teams having tasted the Africa Club Championship and actually having been contenders and winners of the same. So they're trying both to prove that they are there. There's also Alicia Aliwa, who coaches Kenya Defence Forces, waiting for his much anticipated match in the afternoon. Well, there are the game statistics for the first set.
Yeah, so for KPC, I think for the points, KPC have 25, DCI have 16. The way we talked about the attacks, you see KPC have 13, DCI have 4. For the blocks, KPC are a bit high with DCI, so for KPC they have 3, DCI have 2. For the aces, DCI have 1, KPC don't have any ace. For the opponent's era, they tie in the opponent's era, they have 9 at each. So you can see the difference in the attack is amongst the biggest point making for KPC. So they utilize the attack. As you can see, they were good at digging at the backcourt, and they usually utilized the attack very well. So those are the match statistics for the first set. Let's wait for the second set.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We can see your comments online. Mr. 25D is saying, may the best team win. Kevin Murioki is saying, clear, bravo Trailblazers, asante sana. Eli Kems, DCI Gogo. Carlos is saying, easy win for Pipeline. Wilfred Chumba. The audio had the problem, but I believe that that has been rectified right now. Cornelius making an observation there, saying the playoffs has an empty stadium. I think that is because most of the people right now are at work.
Yeah, this is owing to the fact that today is a weekday, and you know very well a weekday people go to work. So I think the much anticipated. I think people are going to come later in the evening.
Indeed.
Most likely later in the evening. But morning hours for now it's gonna be tough. So because today is a working day, so let's hope maybe we'll consider the next playoff. Maybe it's gonna be on a weekend.
Indeed.
So that you can have a full packed either Nyayo or Kasarani.
Or hopefully Kasarani.
Kasarani, yeah.
There we have the Kenya Commercial Bank players making their way into the gymnasium, awaiting their match of the day. Peter Odhiambo, Kasarani indeed is free. You can come and watch free of charge.
Yeah, that's a pick from DCI. Let's see if they can convert it.
And Siangu is back. Jemima Siangu. Probably that pep talk seems to be working.
Working for her, yeah.
We hope there will be some form of consistency.
If they take it towards they go positive to this set, I think they can pick it. So let's see what they can do. It's a service error by Momboa.
Alex is making an observation saying that there's a poor attack for DCI that has been seen on the statistics that have just been read by my colleague here. Jore Chelagat, great indeed. Peter Odhiambo, yes, Kasarani is free. Godfrey Kimtai waiting for KCB. That match is coming up next. Magoi.
Service error.
Serving on the net. Such errors at this level of play, again, it's a concern. Yeah, because we know the service as the first line of attack.
This makes you, as a coach, to be a bit worried, because if it's we're starting a game and you're having service errors, these are clear points that you're supposed to get.
And 3 points for the opponent. Another service error. And we would have expected better considering the level of space that
Kasarani has.
Kasarani, because these players have been playing well in the Nyayo National Stadium, that he's a bit smaller in terms of space.
Service by Pamela.
Marcy once again.
Nice pick
Pundo
by
picks
Agripina.
it. Well fought by Mumbua there. It's a good attempt, a very good attempt, changing the trajectory of that ball. Unfortunately, it did land on the net, but if it would have gone across the net, I think that would be a good point, because nobody anticipated the direction to change to that side.
But for Jemima, she has to pull up. I think the first set she was low. I think this set she has to pull up. Yeah. It's an error by Sarah, hitting it on the antenna.
Mumbua looks confused there, not knowing what to do. well, they cannot afford to lose sight of what they can do, because we know what they can do. Mumbua again.
Actually, this year making their attacks predictable.
Well, Kazaya lost balance there. But again, that was a good attempt.
Yeah.
Very few players I know would attempt to save that ball.
Yeah.
Because of the nature in which it was set. But she did attempt, lost balance, stepped on the line, gave a point to DCI. A close range right now. KPC still leading at 4. DCI trailing at 3 points.
Nice pick.
Ball is still in play. Marcy.
Yeah, set error by Magoi.
Once again. Well, you have been a player of volleyball. Right now you're venturing into coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's an interesting observation to see the level in which there's a penalization of the touch of the ball in Kenya compared to outside there, where competitions happen and such errors are not penalized. What do you think?
For outside, I think they measured well in their technical stuff. So this makes it easier for them to actually have few errors in the technical aspect of the game. So for us, we have to put in a lot of work in our touch of the ball. This makes it easier for us. So we have to put in a lot of work so that we can at least make it to the other level. Nice block by DCI.
A very wonderful block by DCI.
Yeah.
And it has to be Mercy.
Yeah, it's Mercy.
Mercy leading from the front. She really is showing
Great potential.
In this match. Dennis Baraza watching live from Mombasa. Asante sana kwa kujiunga nasi. Erastus Demfalme as usual tuning from Makindu, Makueni. I hope you're enjoying the match.
An attack error by Sarah. It's a good pick from, I think, Jemima. Yeah, Jemima picked it well.
Well
then
set by
Mumbua
Mumbua.
Then Sarah didn't convert it. Actually, this is the point at which KPC picked the first set. They usually dig the ball well and then convert it well. Then they had a lot of points against DCI.
Sarah once again. It really is proving to be difficult for her to make that point with those solid arms blocking constantly. She really hasn't managed to attack any ball on court so far.
She has to find a way out so that she can get a score, but with the power she's possessing and then wanting to go through the block, it's gonna be hard for her. So I think it's a substitution by the coach. Yeah, Sarah is out. Marion Ndeche
gets in for Sarah.
Let's see what she can do. Service by Atuka.
And an error in reception. Probably Atuka knowing that Marion just came in and she's rather a bit tensed, not having settled into the match. And avoiding again the hands of Siangu and the libero player.
It's a bit demoralizing when you come in as a player needing to change the game, then
that happens. So you have to pick yourself up and go. Nice attack by DCI. I think it's Paris Chebutai. Yeah. Quick attack in the middle. Service by DCI. Still in play. Agrippina sets it.
It's an open set.
Oh, well defended by the libero. Still in play.
Nice rally. Let's go.
Magoi, Kasaya. Ball is still in play. They get a point. Again, well set. Unfortunately, it isn't quite the set. Ball is still in play. The powerful attack right there, sending that ball flying out of court.
Simiu, I think.
Simiu Lois,
Yeah.
another fast-rising player who made a debut in the national team, and they just concluded AFCON. Mumbua trying her best to defend that ball. Marion getting a point.
Yeah.
Capitalizing on the height of
Magoi.
Magoi. You want to take advantage of all the weakness of your opponent.
Yeah.
Make as many points as you can. Well, DCI is putting up the fight. Scores tying at 8 points.
8 points apiece.
At this point in the first set, I think Pipeline had started running away with the set. But this time round, we are seeing the DCI not quite playing what we expect, but at least an improvement.
Service error by Marion.
Once again, that will reflect in the opponent's error for both teams, because both teams have had the challenge of service. Kasaya it is going to serve. An error again in reception. Siango.
Nice pick.
Now that is Jemima.
That is what they needed.
That is Jemima. The Jemima we know.
Powerful attack. Very powerful.
Very powerful attack.
Yeah. So they need to capitalize on that attack. They don't need to go down on the attack. This will make them at least go a bit high. But if they don't attack it well, nice.
Still in play. Jemima it is. It has to be Jemima. Pamela. That strong attack above the block. What a powerful, powerful jump. I think if Jemima capitalizes on that and Mumbua feeds her that ball, she will make use of the line that Mago is blocking at. And we know Jemima is tall enough and has a good jump to capitalize on that and make as many points
as possible. Yeah.
As possible.
Nice attack by Sirengo. I think this is her first score. She hasn't been quite the Sirengo we know that used to play. I think
very true.
She needs to come up. She's experienced in playing this game, so I think she has to give morale.
And show her presence.
Jemima. Yeah, it will be nice if they.
Ball is still up.
Nice pick
Has
by
to
Pamela.
be Pamela.
Nice attack. I think Pamela, she's clever. She saw that Mercy is one of the best. I think you can see it's a quick diagonal.
And decided to avoid
to avoid Mercy, because Mercy's blocks, I think they are very, very tall.
And also with the amount of power that she puts behind that ball, whoever is going to receive that ball is going to have a difficult time doing it. Mercy. Again, it has to be Pamela once again. See, she's hitting that ball above the block.
Above the block.
And the best that DCA can do with such a player is at least reduce the speed and the heat of that ball, if not block it completely. Because if she proves to be difficult to block, the best they can do is just calm it down. Pipeline is doing that.
Yeah.
That's why you see the line of the backward defense standing closer to the baseline, waiting for that touch of the ball and saving it.
They really don't need to block it it dead. It's just calming
it down a bit.
Reduce the speed of the ball.
Indeed. Yeah. Peter Namui, asante sana kwa kujiunga nasi, watching from Turukana Lodwa. Thank you for tuning in. Then Likipkoech watching live from Cheptil. Asante sana. Mildred Cherop. May the best team win. Thank you for making time to join us in this live broadcast of this match. Well, DCI trailing by 2 points. I guess the scores should be 13-11. And a good fight. Oh, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, the ball went out of play. But the way I told you, Agrippina, the way she's playing, she's like the boss of the backcourt. she's actually touching all the balls that DCI are playing. So I
and
think
quite accurately.
yeah. So for volleyball, you don't have to like play it perfectly, but when it's an attack, just put it up so that your fellow players can assist you. So for her, I think she's well versed in that area. I think she's giving DCI a run for their attacks. Nice block.
Ball is still in play. Has to be Kasaya. Again. Lois. Very tactical.
Clever
And a
play.
young
clever
player.
play.
Very, very strong player there. There's a service for Triza Atutka. KPC leading 14. DCI. Again, they're making some show of their game at 12 points.
They need to utilize this set because when you're 2 sets below, nice attack by Mercy.
Mercy attacking very well.
Very, very high. She's attacking above the block.
Above the block and very powerful attack. And she doesn't seem to be struggling when making those attacks. I think if Mumbua capitalizes on her and Siangu, who is at least showing some level of presence in this set, they stand a chance. Siangu, unfortunately,
it's an attack error.
Play. And another point for Kenya
KPC.
Pipeline. Doreen Haemba watching from Kenya Breweries. May the best team win. Asante sana. Paul Mutai is saying KPC playing nicely, though wishing DCI a win, live from Bungoma. Thank you for joining us.
It's a service error. I think by Simiu.
And she falls down because of, I think, the disappointment that ball went straight to the net. Well, it's quite interesting and also exciting that we get to play these playoffs in the Mo International Sports Center, Kasarani.
Yeah.
It's been a long time
It's
coming.
been a very, very long time.
We can only hope that more matches will be played indoor and in this particular facility or the likes, though we expect it to be closed down because of some of the renovations that are meant to happen. And that is for the betterment of this sport.
So we have to improvise ways so that we can make our game be indoor 24/7, so that we can't struggle when we at least go for international competitions.
Indeed, indeed. And volleyball is known to be an indoor sport.
Nice rally, nice rally.
It has to be Pamela again, still in play. Siangu. Still in play. It is still in play. The simple ball. Who is it? It goes to be Mumbua trying again. Still
nice rally. It's a very quick rally.
Simiu. Doesn't go across the net.
She's blocked. It's actually quite intense.
Very intense.
Very, very intense. Yeah, you have to feel that rally very well. So there are some signs of improvement from DCI from the beginning of this set. If they really play this well, I think it's gonna be one hell of a fight for this match.
Once they settle into the match, they are known to be really. There it goes. Ooh, an error in blocking.
Block by Sirengo.
I think also because of the challenge in combination of blocks by Sirengo and Mumbua, owing to the difference in height. And jump.
Lydia serving.
An error in reception.
Reception by. I think it's
the libero and Marion. I think they collided on that. And Pamela was not forgiving in that golden chance that she got to make a quick point.
Yeah, it's clever from Ball to get a timeout right now, since they were closing in on the range. Then all of a sudden it was an unexpected error, which in volleyball it usually happens, but we don't expect it to happen at this level.
Definitely.
So he has to call his players and calm them down so that at least they can compose themselves during the timeout and pick this set. Owing to saying that we said going in a game that you're 2 sets down, coming back, it requires a lot of mental strength. So I think it's good for ball to calm the players down since the services are not that tough. So maybe to say to them, but they have to pull up the socks to at least pick this set.
Indeed, and also break the momentum for Pipeline, who seem to be on a winning streak for I think 3 points or 4 points now.
Nice pick.
And that was close. That was close.
Very, very close.
It would have easily hit the net and gone back to the DCI side. But nonetheless, a point for DCI 16, KPC 18. Just 2 points lead. We had seen a case of 20-10
Yeah.
in the first set.
The first set.
That ball seems to have been out of play. Played well by the libero there. Simple ball. Major error there. Atuka
Utilizing on the touch.
of Siangu? Yes, Jemima Siangu. And I think if she had not touched that ball, it would have gone straight outside the court.
Service by Magoi.
Mumbua. Again,
Hey,
Mercy.
Mercy. Nice attack from Mercy.
I think the setter is yet to realize the potential that Mercy has.
I think she has to realize that when Mercy comes in front, I think the backcourt attack for Mercy is a bit shaky, but I think in front she's well conversant. So
again, well played.
Well played.
Siangu. Mercy. Simple hits. Magoi. Lois Simiyu making that point.
Yeah, I think it's a net touch by Mercy at first. I think I saw the referee pointing.
There was a net touch by Mercy. Indeed. KPC step on to the 20-point mark. Just 5 points shy of taking the second set. DCI trailing at 17. The service by Pamela there, easily picked. Mumbua, Mercy, Atuka.
That's why she's the captain of the national
Indeed,
team. She's the assistant captain of the national team. Yeah, nice block.
Very, very strong block.
Yeah.
And she's known to block better on the left side of the court.
Yeah.
Well known for curbing that. And it's a challenge to most center blockers to block balls from the left side. Ball is still in play. Well set. Marion. Atuka once again.
It's a block. I think KPC are utilizing DCI. They've lost the focus.
Totally lost focus. I think it's because of the constant errors that are happening and the consistent one point after the other. So that, in a way, kills their morale.
Yeah, it's a point in time in a set where you should not make any errors.
Minimize the errors that happen. Again, simple ball, easily picked by Atuka. Lois, not Lois. Pamela. Unfortunately, the lack of control in that backcourt defense, earning a point for KPC, owing Bor to call another timeout. Emmanuel Kipchumba, all the best. DCI. Liverson Mwakisha, watching from Kamiti. Kudos to our commentators. Asante sana. We are happy that you're enjoying the match from wherever you're watching us from. Matthew Kipngetich saying, may the best team win. Well, both teams equal to the task. One team not performing quite as expected. Again, this is the game of volleyball. Anything is possible.
Making volleyball... the volleyball is a game that you utilize the scores with the opponent's error. For KPC, I think they're utilizing on... for now, DCI aren't receiving well. DCI aren't attacking well. So KPC are utilizing, owing to the point that they only need 2 scores to actually pick the set. So I think it's very easy for them. So DCI have to step up.
Fighting from behind, that ball did not cross the net. Indeed, it did not.
Yeah, see, DC are making a lot of errors, so this makes the game become easy for KPC.
And KPC, all departments working.
Yeah.
They're defending well. They're blocking well. Their attacks are good. Unfortunately, there's a lot of errors in service that will reflect in the statistics that we'll get at the end of this particular set. KPC at set point 24, DCI 17.
It requires a miracle to get from 17 to 24. Yeah.
They will need a miracle. And
since
lockout.
KPC is not a team that they can stay at 24, that you can come and give them a 24, so they have to pull, let's say, a miracle for them to reach 24. So let's wait and see. Sirengo serving.
That ball is high. A point by Mercy. Looking at the referee, wondering whether he's going to penalize a net touch. Because that was quite a speedy attack on that ball.
For now, owing to the height they have in front, DCA can utilize on the block.
Indeed, very tall hands.
Very tall hands.
Lois, again, it goes out of play.
Goes out of play, yeah.
And DCI hitting the 20-point mark. So far, 4 points ahead compared to the 16 they had in the first set.
This is the energy that they needed before KPC reached 24. If they had this energy, I think they could have had a chance of winning this set.
Kasaya, again, another block.
Yeah, I told you. So they have quite a good height in front. So I think they're utilizing on the block. I think Coach Guitar will call for a timeout.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, indeed. He calls for a timeout.
I think that timeout is basically to break that momentum. KPA are in the house, ready and set for their match against Kenya Prisons, yes, later today. I think the last match of the day.
Match of the day.
Very anticipated match, that one. I think both matches for the men's side are anticipated because it's very difficult.
Tough, yeah.
Even more difficult for the men's team, for you to get into the playoffs. A lot of politics surrounding how KPA reached the playoffs, but all in all, they are here. And we can only expect a lot of excitement during that particular match. KPC at 24, DCI coming back from 17 or 18 to 21. Basically 4 consecutive points without a side out by another block.
Another block by Mercy. Yeah, the way I said, I think this year are going to utilize on the height that they have in front. So I think they're going to use.
And that's a change. Naomi Tor coming in for Pamela. Naomi Tor is known to be very witty in the way she attacks that ball.
I think she comes in the aspect of reception. I think they had.
Again, a simple tap of that ball. Still in play.
Still in play. Nice.
Kasaya. And it's taken.
25-22.
KPC takes it 25-22. Wonderful, wonderful finish there by Kasaya. And also a beautiful comeback by DCI. It was not enough to give them this set, and like you mentioned, should they have started like this
very early, they
very
could have.
different finish. Unfortunately, they lose the second set to KPC, and again, in their own style, we know them to make a comeback. If they continue the same momentum, I think they're going to take the third set.
Yeah.
We might be looking at a five-setter.
So they have to dig in. I think they have to continue with the morale they finished this set, so that they can at least get a set or pick up the game. Because in volleyball, you don't know.
You don't know until the last whistle.
You might thinking that you're winning the game by 2 sets, then you might get surprised.
And the beauty of it is we've seen quite some long rallies in this particular match. Balls that are hit and still come up. They are hit and still come up, with both teams adamant in giving that point to the opponent's side. Benjamin Kipchumba is saying the second set has ended as he had predicted, 25-22. Maybe if we had a betting side, that would have been another advantage for Benjamin. Well, these are the set 2 statistics. KPC taking the set 25 against DCI is 22. Attacks we're having 15 for KPC and 12, quite an improvement for DCI. Blocks 3 for DCI and 2 for KPC. Services is we just have 1 for DCI and none for KPC, and opponent's error standing at 6 for DCI and 8 for KPC. Thank you so much for everyone who is watching us live on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Thank you for making time to sit and watch these matches despite the challenges that you may have being at work and wanting to be personally here. Those of you who can make way to come to the Kasarani Indoor Arena, the entrance is free. Come and enjoy the matches live from the players that you hear or see. So far, KPC is leading by 2 sets in this first match of the day. Kenya Pipeline, I beg your pardon, facing it off with DCI. The next match of the day is KCB and Kenya Prisons.
I can see on the comments the way we anticipated. I think Ria Paulo Ogwang, I think he's saying number 14 of DCI should be in the national team. Even if she just starts from the bench, she has potential to develop. This is well seen by the game she's playing on the pitch. It's quite evident she's putting in quite a show. I think this will be an eye-opener for our national team coaches, so they can. I think she'll get a chance if she maintains the type of game she's playing today in the next 3 days. I think she's going to have a chance.
Indeed, she has quite a promising future, and we can only hope for the best for her as she moves on. John Savali, Mercy Moim plays for Kenya Commercial Bank, and that match should be coming up next after this. KCB facing it off with Kenya Prisons Service. Ole Masenge is saying on his way to Kasarani, karibu sana. A lot of action packed for the day. And we are almost starting the 3rd set of the game. Whether it's going to be the last set, DCI should decide.
Yeah.
Should they put up a fight like they did in the last
couple of scores?
Yes, of the 2nd set, then we might be looking at a 5-setter. But if not, well, again, we do not know. Pamela comes back in place of
Naomi Tor. So DCI have to decide if it's gonna be a 5-set. For I think KPC, they are comfortable leading by 2 sets. It's quite advantageous. They are a step closer towards the game. For DCI, they have to dig in deep, because if they win this set, they have to take the 4th set, and if by God's grace they take the 5th set, it will be on their side. For Pipeline, I think they only need 1 set. For DCI, they need 3 sets.
Well, Magoi there, serving for Kenya Pipeline, easily picked. Siangu, Agrippina, Atuka, and a point for Kenya Pipeline.
Jemima has to pull up her socks. I think that was a feint attack. I think it's biting her since she didn't convert, and KPC have converted the score.
It does seem that, and with the power that she has, if she concentrates in putting that behind the ball, an error in setting, Jemima trying. Oh, it's a point. It's a point by Jemima.
Quite luck, I think.
Very lucky one. Very lucky point there.
She had anticipated that it's just like a tip over to the other side, but by God's grace, I think she got the score. So she has to, I think, let's say, hope that they can be set good balls as the game continues.
Agrippina seeming to be injured,
That's
asking to make that change. She looked rather uncomfortable after that attempt to save that ball.
I think judgment error by Kasaya. I think she made an error in reception. Actually, this position is very, very tricky in most of the volleyball players.
Mercy attempting to block that ball. Was it in? I'm not sure.
I think it's in.
It is in, though.
I think it's
Lois thinking that it is on court.
It's on court. It's on court. I think Mago is consulting with the referee.
Challenging that point. Well, the decision of the referee is final. The point goes to DCI. We hope that one day will be the level of football where we have the VAR. Fortunately, right now we do not have that. Was it Siangu? Mumbua, Siangu. Ball is still in play. Powerful attack by Lois Simiyu.
I think if the libero had anticipated a powerful attack, she thought it was a feint attack. I think the way she anticipated, she couldn't pick that ball. So I think Bor has to talk to the libero, pick all the balls well. For libero to have a ball control error, it's quite
disappointing,
unexpected.
Right?
Nice attack by Mercy. Nice. We get it, I think he's saying finish them off KPC. Then he said, I think Ekaru is missed already.
Still in play, Siangu. It's a simple tap. You cannot do that against KPC.
It's an attack error by Kasaya. I think DCI need this momentum.
They do. For the first time, they're leading.
They're leading very well.
5-2. If they keep up this momentum, then again, like I said, this set is as good as theirs. They are known to keep up the fight down to the last point. Ball is still in play. The setter sets it. Siangu. Again, a simple spin of that ball. Kasaya with that powerful attack.
Yeah, Mercy. It's a nice block. Actually, I think today Mercy is on form.
She is on form.
She's on very, very high form. That block is very, 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 very high. I think for Kasaya, she has to find a way around. But
ooh. Well, we might just see Agrippina coming back on court. Those errors that you were talking about not happening. Well, Atuka showing that her presence must be felt in the blocking department. A solo block there, earning KPC 1 more point. Still trailing by 3 points with DCI having that 3-point lead, which is very important when you are facing a team like
reception error. I think for the team, I think they are targeting Marion.
Yes, you want to target the weakest receiver on the team.
On the team. And
we both know that Jemima and the libero are good at receiving. Again, maybe I spoke too soon. Simple finish. Will they convert it into a point? They did not. Lois. And a solid block there by DCI once again.
I think it's Marion Indeche.
Yeah. Compensating for that error in reception.
Yeah. So I think DCI have started on a high note. If they maintain the tempo, I think they can pick this set. If they continue with the same tempo that they've started in this set, I think we can go for a 5
A
thriller.
setter, very, very possible. Well saved. The simple finish. Ooh.
It's a poor pick by the libero.
Well, that purely is an error in controlling that ball. It did come right into her arms, and how she did not manage to control that ball. Maybe the power behind that ball. Again, it is Pamela attacking.
I think it's the norm that people say that middle blockers don't know how to control the ball. So I think for Sirengo, this got her on a very wrong side.
Ball is still in play. Marion, simple spin. Magoi trying to dodge that ball. Siangu changing the direction of that ball again. Pamela still in play.
Nice pick.
Mercy. Everyone trying as much as they can to get a point. It's a dodge. A dodge that was not anticipated by DCI, coming from Kasaya Leonida, who is known to be very tactical and very smart in her way of...
She realized that Mercy is she's on the block. I think she had to improvise a way out.
Marion Indeche. And again, the backward defense for Pipeline. You have to give it to them. The ball is still in play. Siangu. Powerful attack.
This is the first backward pipe that she's got. I think this can be a momentum for her. I think she's going to get more.
Indeed.
Because most of them that she got, I think it's either a top spin or an easy pick or a block. So I think this will be a momentum for her so that she can at least help the team out.
Again, another dodge by... Is it on court? It goes out of court. Powerful attack nonetheless, but unfortunately it goes off court. Kasaya resulting to dodge balls right now because Mercy has, I think, made it a point to stop her in her attacks, and a lot of power behind the balls that Kasaya attacks. So if Mercy is stopping her, then Mercy is really doing a good job.
Nice block by Lydia. That's a direct hit by Paris Chemutai. Lydia, I think she has stepped up very well in the shoes of Ekaru. The little time that she has been given on court, she has actually utilized it very well. Poor reception by DCI.
Pamela Siangu. Well, I think Mumbua should have given that ball to Siangu. There's a momentum that a player has when they pick that ball.
Yeah.
So you give it to them, the power that they're going to put behind that ball is going to be definitely
different.
Changed into a point. But unfortunately, that did not happen.
It's an attack error by Marion Indecha.
The errors in reception starting to show once again. Pamela Mumbua trying as much as she can to calm that ball. Well, again, like you said, the libero not quite doing it today. Those are direct hits into her arms, and she fails to pick them directly. You see, a bit of footwork and that ball should have been up.
I think Pipeline are playing a very good mind game to DCI, owing to the fact that when Pamela she's in front, I think she meets Mumbua on the block. This makes Pamela's game become very easy. So I think Pamela needs a lot of block cover. So I think for Coach Gitawa, I think that's a plus. Owing to the fact that Mercy is behind, then Pamela is in front. I think if Mercy was in front with Pamela, I think it could have been another case. But for now, I think they have to bear with the situation that they have.
Indeed they do. that shoulder injury proving to be rather stubborn, seeing that Agrippina has not returned on court. Whether this will affect her for the remainder of the matches in these playoffs, we wait to see. That will be quite a blow for Kenya Pipeline.
Yeah, very, very big blow.
And that is Indeche. That is the Indeche we know. She had been, I don't know, scared or tensed. Also the fact that she got on court and made that error in reception immediately.
She has utilized the space that Magoi didn't jump. Then quick attack on the line. I think she has to be more visualized on the attack area. So an attack by Lydia.
Well, Atuka steps in with the libero stepping out and Lydia going on to serve. The scores KPC, I beg your pardon, leading by 2 points at 11 and 9. Ooh, that error in service.
I think this year are losing the momentum that they had while starting this set. This makes the work become very hard. For now, I thought since they started, I think, on a very high note, I expected them to maintain the high note. But as of now, you can see they're trailing by one score, which trailing right now, it's a very big situation to change.
Atuka hitting that ball off the hands of, I think, Sirengo. Well, I think with the rotation, DCI that finds Mario on the front court is really proving to be difficult to make those points that are needed because she's been slow for a better part of this set.
Yeah.
With Siango and Mercy making most of the points. Mercy once again, it goes out of court. I think in the level of accuracy in those backcourt attacks, Siango is best placed to make those points. Mercy being a bit more solid on the front court.
The front court, yeah. But as of now, I think Siango is in front. Yeah, quick touch out from Siango. I think she's trying her level best, which we required from the first set, but unfortunately,
whether it will make a difference, we wait to see.
Wait to see.
Good service by Mumbua there. Simple dodge. Pamela. Well defended by Mumbua. Atuka picks it. Still in play. Well set. Mercy. That ball seemed to be out of court. Siangu.
Nice, quite a rally.
Lois, that dodge.
Nice pick by Mumbua.
Mercy. Very wonderful play.
Ooh.
And it had to be Kasaya.
It's a painful point for this year. Very painful point. Owing to the fact they wanted to utilize, since they are picking that ball very well.
Everyone anticipating a hard hit because we know Kasaya to be a very hard hitter.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate for DCI, but another point for KPC making that lead to be 3 points.
Nice pick by Magoi.
Oh, Atuka sets it, a back set. Too close to the net. Simple ball, an error that will be costly. Again, well defended by the libero and ultimately by Atuka, who kills it immediately. Laura Isigi. Mambo imechemka hapa, imechemka kweli. Good play from both teams. Trailblazers team, you are the best. Thank you so much for joining us and giving your comments for this first match of the day.
Good pick by Celestine.
Celestine is really stepping into Agrippina's shoes. Mercy.
Nice
Celestine.
pick.
Once again, it has to be Mercy. It is not. Double touch.
I think that's among us the weakest point of Magoi. I think setting balls to a very, very far end of the pitch, it's like a problem to her. But I think with the experience that she has, I think she'll adjust well. She's good at adjusting, so I think she'll flow very well.
Indeed, it's just a matter of time. It did touch the antenna. It really seemed to have touched the antenna. We await the referee's decision. Is it a point?
It touched
Well,
the
it clearly
antenna.
did touch the antenna.
It touched the antenna, yeah.
It did touch the antenna. Well, like they say, the referee's confusion is final. Well, that really is surprising, seeing that the referee is right in front of the antenna. Well, that was the right call. That was the right call.
As you can see, the way KPC are reacting, they know all the mistake they did. So I think it's very, very evident that the ball hit the antenna.
Well, it did touch the ground. The libero trying to play that pancake, but it wasn't sufficient. Well, Emmanuel Egon, Opeto is fitting perfectly into your shoes. You are indeed missed, but we wish you all the best wherever you're watching us from. Mercy, powerful attack.
Wow, powerful attack by Mercy.
I don't know about the setter, but the setter needs to use Mercy a little bit more. A little bit more if she's going to get any more points. But unfortunately, I think Mercy is going... No, she's not at the service.
She's almost going there.
Almost going, but I feel that she's not been utilized during this period she's been on the front court.
Nice block by Mercy. I think she was assisting in the middle. From board's perspective, I think she has to train Mercy on the backward side, owing to the fact that Mercy in front, she's good. So the missing part that she needs to get is the backward side.
Defense.
Yeah.
Backward attack. Sorry. Siangu feeling the pain of that error in defense.
This year, I think they're trying to show like some signs of comeback. I think
the same change happening for Kenya Pipeline, with Magoi stepping out as well as Lois. Faith Imodia steps in for Lois, changing the line of attack for Kenya Pipeline as she goes to serve, known for her good services and also having featured for DCI. Let's wait to see whether she's going to give them quite the challenge, having known the way they play. She's
well conversant with the DCI team. She has been with the DCI team for approximately let's say 2 to 3 years. So this makes her well known to the team. It makes her know them very well, know their weaknesses, their strongholds. So I think she's going to make a change in what she's going to do in the pitch.
We can only wait to see the scores standing at KPC at 18 and DCI at 14.
I don't know what the hiccup is, but you can see Bor complaining.
We wait to see what the problem is. Well, we play on. Imodia service for KPC. Mercy. This time round, she doesn't manage to hit that ball across the net. And KPC steps up from 18 to 19. DCI is still at 15. Should KPC take this set, then we call it the end of the match. Should DCI take it, we still keep going. Very smart move by Marion Indeche. And a service by Mercy, she goes to the back court. And that means that it's Mumbua and Marion. Whoa!
Ooh.
Very powerful attack by Kasaya there.
The way we've been talking about the DCI libero, she isn't anticipating like hard hits from the DCI team. I think it's a score for DCI.
A score for DCI? I don't understand what just happened. Maybe there was a net touch. Ooh, Pamela makes that
An
error in
untimely
reception.
error from Pamela, but I think as we said from the first set, as you approach the 20th mark, it's an area where you have to reduce your error. But by looking at the KPC bench, you can see Naomi To, she's around the bench. I think she wants to come in and help Pamela. But I think with the side out, I think she'll just watch it from the bench.
Well, the scores stand at 20 for KPC and 18 for DCI. DCI trailing by 2 points. Leonida Kasaya at the service. The service on the net. Rolling back, feeling the cost of that error.
It's 19 ups.
19. Well, Marion with that service. Not quite the backcourt defense that was anticipated by Marion, because Mumbua managed to calm that the speed of that ball. It was a very strong hit. Marion failing to pick that up. Lydia with that service. Ooh, is there a touch on the ball? There was a touch according to the second referee. The second referee indicating that there was a touch on that ball. We await the first referee's decision. And that ball does not go to any of the teams.
It's quite intense owing to the fact that we are on the 20th mark. So I think this year is their perspective to this ending of this set. They need to utilize all the chances they've got. So since the second referee, she's saying that there's a touch, I think they expected that they should get that score. Service error.
Showing that ball, that point really did belong to DCI. And the scores stand at 20-21 for KPC.
So I think this game is going towards an substitution by DCI. Mumbua goes out. I think it's the aspect of the block. So they have to utilize all the chances they've gotten.
Ball is still in play. Jemima. It's still in play. It is still in play. Jemima. Ooh, the setter celebrating too early.
Now this is where I think we coaches do a lot of mistakes. I expected Bor to assign, let's say, like one of the players to set that ball. Mumbua was given a substitution, so they played without any setter.
And they were not quite alerted to the fact that there is no setter on court. Quite the error on the part of the coach.
I think Mercy has gotten an injury.
Mercy seems to have got it. I think in an attempt to save that ball, she tried to dive and reach out for that ball and hit her leg in the process, trying as much as possible to mask that injury, seeing that she was one of the ball players for the DCI side. Will she be getting out of court? We wait to see. No, she will not. They will not. She remains on court. You fight till the finish.
Service by Magoi.
Ball is still in play. Mumbua. Again, the same error on the part of
KPC.
Pipeline. Probably being sure that that is a direct point, and unfortunately the strong arms of the blockers stopping Atuka right on her tracks. It's a service for Mumbua. Pamela. Well picked by Marion. Well set. Siangu. It's a point. It's a point. And DCI take the lead 22 against 21. Will they take this set? We wait to see. Your favorite line of blocks.
Yeah,
is
it's
present.
Mercy, Siango, and Si.
And 22-21.
So I think at this point it's the point where I think DCI utilized the previous rotations. So I think if they play it well under this rotation, which KPC are in, I think they are going to like move in front towards the end of this set. This is the point at which we saw KPC almost bringing in Naomito. So I think for DCI, if they are a bit clever, I think they can utilize on this rotation so that they can at least get this set and keep the match going on.
Well, the advantage of this rotation is that they have both of their favorite attackers in front. Should the backcourt players decide to man the backcourt well enough and make sure that these balls are retrieved well enough for the front line to attack, then they are really best placed to take this set. Again, the libero quite slow in defending that ball, making it 23 KPC and DCI 22.
This is the energy that DCI needed at the start of the game. So bringing this energy at the end, it's quite a disadvantage to them.
Masi Atuka kills it. And KPC runs on to get the set point mark. 24 against DCI's 22. I think DCI has the history of having not quite a good start whenever they meet their opponents. They start slow and then pick up momentum as they go. I don't know whether it's a way of play, like you don't quite bring in your A game during the start of the match. But again, I believe that the faster you start, the better. So you see, it's proving to be really costly for them.
From the few games that we've played as players, I think picking the first set in a game, it's actually like a boost towards you playing a full game. So I think for DCI, they needed that energy in the first set. Let's see how this set goes.
Well said. Celestine,
nice
feeling
pick, nice pick.
Heat of that ball. Again, easily picked. Mumbua. I think for the first time she's using the
middle.
The middle. She has not been using that position for a while. Mercy. And it's a point. It's a point. 23.
For Mercy, she's hitting the ball at the highest point. This, I think, is an advantage for her. She's getting the scores, yeah.
She is getting the scores. Will this be a point? If they get this point, they equalize 24. They don't. Is it out? It's out.
It's out.
24-24. Well, DCI seem to be on the winning side of this set. I'm seeing Gitao calling in a timeout. Ooh, the era of service once again.
Service.
And it's very critical at a very critical time. If this ball is served well by Atuka, and we've seen Atuka gain points in service and serving towards the weakest receivers, then that error by Siang will cost the team this particular match.
Let's see how it goes. Service by Atuka.
Well, Mercy, it's a point.
It's a point. I think
An error in judgment.
She's utilizing her height. She's taking the ball from the highest point, and she's still in front. I think she's going to. Tor comes in for Pamela,
as you had anticipated.
Yeah, reception.
I still feel that the setter is not utilizing the position where Mass is playing. I still feel that
nice.
Solid block, and they
solid
take
block
the lead.
By Marion Indeche
saving the life of Siangu.
Yeah.
Because if that point would have gone to Pipeline, Siangu would have clearly been
the
blamed.
previous set, as they were going towards the finish, the same lineup was in front, where they got, I think, at least 3 blocks. Yeah.
Celestine receiving. Magoi. Kasaya.
Antenna.
Did it?
Yeah.
And it's a set for DCI.
So,
making the comeback that we expected. They are characterized by their way of play, starting slow, picking up the pace. If you're not careful, they will beat you. 27-25. The third set ends with DCA taking that set. I think also KPC had settled in knowing that they were leading, so they did not see that. They did fight, but not hard enough. And I also believe that injury on the shoulder by Agrippina Kundu, to an extent, cost this team this particular set.
But Celestine has picked up well. I think she's doing well in the reception department. But I think KPC needs to pull up the socks, especially Kasaya. This is at some point where you are not supposed to make some unexpected error. You as an attacker who's experienced, we don't expect Kasaya to hit the antenna right now and making it set to DCI. So I think she has to reboot herself and see how the other set goes. If they DCI play with the same momentum that they had in this set, I think we're going for a 5 thriller. So let's wait and see how it goes.
Well, Wigades anasema DCA wamekaza sana hii set, lakini hakuna mkate ngumu kwa chai. Well, clearly Wigades is supporting Kenya Pipeline. Doreen Haemba, good game. Mercy DCI doing well, happy for her. John Mutemi, good game DCI, keep it up. We wait to see whether this match ends with a 5 thriller. The statistics for the third set.
So statistics for the third set, I think, in favor of DCI, who have taken the set. For DCI, they have 27 points. KPC have 25 points. In attack, KPC have 18 attacks. DCI have 11. For blocks, which DCI dominated, I think it's amongst their score they got. So they have 6 blocks. For KPC, they have 2 blocks. For service SS, KPC have 1, DCI have 2. Then opponent error, where DCI utilized more, they have 8, which are clear points from KPC to them. Then KPC have 4 opponent errors, which are the scores from DCI. So as you can see, it's a clear indication that DCI didn't get wild of the scores from the attack, but they utilized on their other technical skills like the block and utilizing on the opponent's error. So let's wait and see how the fourth set will go.
Well, KCB players, they are waiting to start their match. I think Kenya Prisons left earlier to go and warm up, probably anticipating that that third set was the last set of the day. Well, quite surprising that DCI took that set.
So KPC have to be well conversant with this DCI team. The rate at which they are playing, it's really promising. So they have to like come back to the A game that they had in the first two sets, so that they can at least utilize on their strongholds and pick this set. Or else, if they wait for DCI to come past them, they might regret it for the day. Having a team coming from 2 sets down and picking up the game, it's like demotivation to the team.
Very, very, and they have a name to protect. They also, it's a question of the rights to bragging rights for either team. DCI, if they manage to beat KPC in this match, well, again they'll be well placed to advance to playing their first ever Africa Club Championships. But again, we wait for the final whistle.
So the matches kicks up. I think this year the one serving. It's a poor set from Mumbua. This makes it hard for Siango to attack the ball. So it's a clear point towards KPC.
Now having a fast start, you can see Agrippina back on court. Pamela with that service. Libero with an error interception. Lois, that powerful hit, taking an early lead. 2 points.
Scores. This year have to pick up where they left from the previous set. If they let KPC utilize the advantage that they have as they started this set, it's going to be tough for them. So they have to. Nice pick by the libero. Second pick by the libero. Mercy! As well anticipated by most of the people watching. Mercy, I think she's well technical, and she's actually hitting above Leonida. So I think
above the blocks.
Above the blocks. So this is a morale booster for the team, I guess. Quick attack by Tuka. I think Sirengo couldn't block it.
And Atuka goes on to serve for KPC, who are still leading by 3 points to 1.
Nice reception.
Now we can you can even see the center attacks coming alive. They have been missing for the better part of the past 3 sets. I think the confidence, that win has given DCI the confidence they need now to
at least play,
use every department they have.
So they are a bit trying. Service error by Sirengo. It's quite unusual for you to get a score, but it's a normal part of the game. But getting a service error,
well, that should be, especially with this level of volleyball.
Yet they are chasing the game, so they have to be clinical on what they are doing.
Mumbua, Marion, Kasaya, it's a block out.
Now I think she has realized hitting it in the pitch, I think Mercy will block her. So I think she's
trying to hit it.
Avoid Mercy most of the time.
Make sure that despite the block, that ball doesn't land on court. Lois with that service. Mumbua. Ball is still in play. Kasaya. Again, lack of anticipation by the libero.
I think she
DCI.
thought there was a touch in front.
She did think there was a touch in front. That's why she tried to save that ball. Lois Simiyu again goes on to serve.
I can
Ball
see
is out.
Alfred Ryungu said, "How I wish those games were on a weekend. We need to fill the stadium. I think for us too, we anticipated that to be on a weekend, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, it was brought over the weekdays." Harrison Kanyi watching from Kinangop, Nyandarua, Go Fight DCI. Joel Baraza watching from Bungoma, good job Trailblazers. Thank you very much.
There's an injury. There's an injury on court. How serious it is, we do not know. Well, that seems to be the center blocker. Is it? Yes, indeed, the ankle. There's an ankle injury, probably. Oh, it's an hamstring or an ankle injury. An ankle injury, probably. Attempting to block that ball, she landed on somebody's foot. And that caused that. Both teams coming together to try and find out how critical that injury is.
I think KPC this set they've started well. They are focused on winning this set and killing the game quite early. For this injury, if DCA gets injury, it's gonna be a blow. I think Paris, I think is the middle blocker. I think she has been instrumental to them for a while. So I think.
Well, let's see what happened there. The ball was received. Again played, simple ball.
Then again given to, I think, Sirengo. Then Agrippina picked it up again.
I think that happened in an attempt to block Lydia.
Yeah.
Quite unfortunate she gets to leave the court. Who will be replacing her? We wait to see. The team really looking worried and sad because of that event. Both teams clearly fighting for this set. Well, it's unfortunate that that injury happened. We only hope that it was not a serious one.
A serious one, yeah. It's quite disappointing getting an injury on the first day in the first match.
Exactly.
Bearing in mind you have another 3 matches that you can help the team. So I think it's quite fascinating for Paris. I think she has to gather herself and focus in front. But for now, I think she has to think about his injury and his health. But let's see how it goes for.
And that
nice
attack. Oh, she does make her presence felt.
Yeah, actually, it's quite. Let's say it's quite. Motivating coming in and getting the first score.
The first score.
Yeah.
And in a very, very strong way.
Nice.
And the fans are wondering why this player was benched in the beginning. But again, fate has a lot of twists and turns. Marion Indeche at the service. DCI is still trailing at 4-7. Magoi, Pamela. And that board is not retrieved, making the lead by KPC to be 4 points with 8 points against 4 of DCI.
Lydia on the service. Siangu. She has utilized on Magoi's height. I think they've tried to realize that.
Because she's also known that Atuka's block is solid.
Solid, yeah. Blocking the whole pitch.
Covering two sides.
Two sides by yourself, it's quite impossible.
And another set out of court. Too many errors on the service from both teams.
They have to minimize their errors so that they can at least gain on the scores that they've lost in these. Nice attack by Mercy. I think this is the first backcourt, I think, which has been quite strong and quite effective. I think she has gotten the momentum of getting the scores quite from the backcourt.
Well retrieved. Siangu trying to spin that ball. The back of the court. Pamela on court. I think it landed on the line.
Yeah.
They thought it was out of court, but it did land on the line.
Nice play from Pamela.
That reception not the best.
Not the best.
And
Nice.
Mercy.
I think she played with it well, owing to the fact the reception wasn't quite good enough for a good set. But basing on the fact that today we can say it's her day, I think she's playing well. So let's hope that the whole set, I think it will be good for her.
Well,
That's
that
a
block.
Block by Marion Indeche.
Marion Indeche.
They've utilized on this block. Most of the time, I told you when it's Sirengo, Indeche, and Mercy, I think they get some like 3 to 4 block scores. So I think it's a service error. Jemima.
Jemima Siangu.
Service. I think Bayatuka.
Whoa!
Ooh,
Once again,
an untimely error by Indeche.
Indeche again with an error in reception.
I think they have to communicate with the libero. I think the libero is trying to cover her.
Well,
But-
as we've seen, she's not the best in
Receiver,
receiving. So I think that should mean that... and also the attackers doing their best to make sure that Atuka breaks that momentum of service, because the more she serves, the more she gains momentum and gains more scores. That can really be discouraging for DCI. Sirengo goes on to serve. Well, that margin has been broad, or rather narrowed to just 3 points ahead.
Points, yeah.
But again, we also know that KPC is looking for one set to call this match. Is it on court?
I think it's a touch out.
There's a
It's a
touch.
touch out from Indeche. So they have to utilize all the possible ways of getting these scores and closing in the gap. But as of now, I think KPC are a little bit in control. The margin isn't that big. 4 scores, it's not that big in volleyball. Somebody can get it anytime. So
A nice set by Mbua. To picking it up. Kasaya. Well picked. Again.
it's out.
Siangu has not been consistent in that backcourt attack. And she's really been good on the front court attack. Not as is her best play ever, but she's been present in the front court attack. I only wish that Mumbua would capitalize on Mercy's
Mercy?
position. Again, an error. At this point, I think we are the 4th set right now. She should have known which player is on form and which one isn't. You get tempted as the setter to sometimes diversify your line of attack, but there has to be that one person that you trust to give you points. And as we see, it's been Mercy all along. Kasaya capitalizing on the block.
Capitalizing on the block. I think they have DC High have an advantage because Magoi is in front, and then we have Mercy on the other side. So meaning that Indeche can get a score easily from the left side of the pitch, and Mercy can get a score from the right side of the pitch. But they have to settle in because they are really receiving poorly. They have to settle down, receive the ball very well, then at least they can get a score. But at this rate, I think KPC are going away. They are really getting a very, very high margin. Where DC High, they have to put in a lot so that they can at least move towards getting this set. But if they go on with these errors that they are making, it's going to be hard for them. And I think KPC, if they utilize all the DCI errors, I think they're going to pick up this set.
Well, Naomi Toa still at the service, Siangu receiving it. Mercy has been really faithful in delivering these points for.
She has been instrumental to the team.
Very instrumental. Still underutilized, but very instrumental. I think with that rotation, you can actually maintain a longer time with her on the front court if you give her more balls. And like one of the coaches said, Coach David Lungao, you never change a winning lineup. Ball is still in court. Mercy with that set. Siang with that spin. Easily picked. Pamela, again, you get punished when you give out
a simple ball to the opponent.
Indeed.
So KPC, 7 scores ahead.
KPC 7, a very comfortable lead for KPC. It's going to be difficult for DCI to come back. Again, a simple ball. Who will it be? Pamela once again. Ball is still in play. Mbua. Marion. There's a touch? There is a touch on that ball.
Yes.
More Online TV saying, watching live from Prison Staff Training College. Thank you for joining us. Joel Baraza is saying Mercy is doing a good job. She can be used well. Indeed. Again, Joel Baraza watching from Bungoma. Good job, Trailblazers. Asante sana for the constant support. Well, tell us, wherever you're watching us from, which team you think will be taking the 2023 Kenya Volleyball Federation National Playoff. We will be looking at your responses.
I think they have done a substitution to the service.
With one Daisy Chepkorir making an entrance for the first time in this match. Agrippina gets
Comes back in.
And a very strong line of reception for KPC. The 3 players, very experienced. Pamela.
She has been instrumental in utilizing all the chances that she's got. I think she saw that she has Mumbu on the block and actually attacked high.
Indeed, and she has quite the jump. Magoi being very, very intelligent in using her for a better part of this set, both on the back court and the front court. You try your best to make as many points as you can. An over reception, again a punishment by Pamela. And KPC hitting the 20-point mark. 8 points ahead. Will DCI make it? I do not know.
I'm not quite optimistic about this, but service error by KPC, Magoi. Let's see how they can move. Quite a strong lineup in front by DCI. Let's hope it can make a change, but
ball is still on. Siangu. A very simple spin. Ball goes out. Atuka attempting to push that ball to the far corner. Unfortunately, it flies right off.
Pamela, I think she's trying to hit it above the block, but the problem with her, I think she's hitting directly towards the backward defenders, making it easy for I think DCI backward defenders to pick that ball. But I think if she could a bit clever and take it aside, I think she can get all the scores.
Or just a bit in front of them, because she has the potential of that with that powerful jump again. Chipkorir. Or is it yes, Lois Simiu?
Yeah, Simiu. I think the way I said, DCI have a strong front court with the blocks department. Seeing what they have done just right now, this makes them, I think, good at least. Quick side out by Pamela.
Well, KPC 21, they're looking for just 4 points to finish this. But if DCI pull up what they just did in the third set, then we might be looking at a 5-setter. The perfect line of attack for DCI. Again, Mumbua capitalizing on the center department and gaining that point. Again, they seem to be trailing by quite a couple of points. If they do a repeat of what happened in the third set, they might just take this set. And Mercy being just entering, or rather the center of the front court line of rotation. The ball is still on. There's a net touch.
There's a net touch. An untimely error.
Very unfortunate that had to happen. Atuka goes on to serve once again. Lawrence Nkoyo anasema great job Trailblazers, asante sana. Sami Kitula, good game and good job Trailblazers. Caleb Mwaniki is watching us live from Emali, Makueni County. Asante sana kwa kujiunga nasi. Judy Tuwei makes an observation that DCI is a young team and they have done well. Indeed, they have.
It's a pick by Magoi, I think.
Atuka sets it. Ball is on court. 23-16.
So KPC are at 2 points shy from picking this set and getting this game. So
it's a timeout by Bor. Well, Pascal Korir, great work Trailblazers, watching live miles away. My motherland, Marvin Tuikong is making a prediction that KCB will be taking this year's league. We wait to see. They come on court and meet Kenya Prisons in their first match of this playoff. Ngatia Frida watching from Nairobi CBD. May the best team win. Asante sana. Denley Kipkoech, KPC game is top notch. Edwin is watching live from Doha. KPC will win. Paul is KPC all the way. Triza Tuka with the service. 2 points shy of taking this first match.
From the comment side in YouTube, I think Machu is telling, is wondering with the Marvin's prediction. I think it's just a view from Marvin's prediction. So, but I think from the way he has responded, it's like a controversy on what Marvin just said. So KPC are just 1 point away from getting this set and getting this game. DCI need to put in extra so that they can win this set. But so far, KPC are on a good side to win this set.
Ndeche making that point, trying as much as possible to put up a fight. Simon, I think Simon Kipruto is featuring for GSU?
No. Sure. I think he's in Tunisia.
He's in Tunis.
Watching live from Tunis. Yeah.
Victoria is watching from the USA. And she's excited to have a chance to watch. And KPC take it.
Pamela wraps it up very well with a quick backcourt attack. This makes it this game going to KPC by 3-1.
And KPC take the first match of the day, starting on strongly, faltering a bit and losing a set to DCI, and finally taking the fourth set, 25-17. A good start for them in this, I would say, war in an attempt to winning the playoffs. I think for the second time, they still are contenders, defending champions of the Kenya Volleyball player or league. They did take it in 2022. We wait to see whether they take it in 2023, and they did finish as the silver medalist in the Africa Club Championship 2022. An interesting match there that has ended with KPC taking 3 sets against 1 of DCI. DCI not quite bringing their A game, but we wait to see whether this particular match acts as a warm-up, quote unquote.
We have John Carlo Lozano watching from the Philippines. Thank you, John, for joining us. We have Osigo Elijah. Thanks for streaming live games, and was already couldn't get the link. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. And then he commented and said that I'm watching from Coast. Will be fully behind KPA. All the best team KPA from your side. We have Hassan Juma. Quite the playoffs. Good job, guys. Then we have Eric Machu. Then Marvin told Eric, make your prediction. We have Kimboy Robin saying live watching from the UK. Frank Ondego watching live from Nairobi.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us. On screen at the 4th set statistics with KPC taking it 25 against 17 of DCI. Attacks, you're having 15 for KPC, 11 for DCI. Blocks, you're having 2 for DCI, none for KPC. Again, the line of block for DCI coming in strongly. Service ace, you're having 1 for KPC and 0 for DCI. Opponents error, KPC leading at 9, DCI trailing at 4 points. Thank you so much for joining us for this first match of the championship, should I call it that. It has been quite entertaining having you on board. Thank you for interacting with us. Today, I'm on set with a colleague who is not quite new to you, one of the youngest coaches in the country, Lou Kopeto, who has been exemplary in commentary and fitting squarely in the shoes of Emmanuel Yegon. My name is Florence Bosire.
My name is Lou Kopeto. For the match today, I think the next match will be Kenya Prison Ladies against KCB. Followed by GSU against KDF. Then our wrap-up of the day will be Prisons Kenya Men against KPA. Thank you, and see you in the next match.
See you on the next match.